Hey guys, it's RJ. I'm here. I'm going to be making a cocktail today. Today we're going to be making my version of an old fashioned. Might be kind of crazy to some of you guys, but different price point on ingredients, selection of bourbon. You can do a mix too. People think it's weird to do mixes, but when we talk about cocktails, everything's a mix. So sometimes I even mix my bourbons together. So we're going to start out with a 2-ounce pour of whatever bourbon or rye that you prefer. Sometimes I'll do a mix. So once we get our 2-ounce pour, let me move my mouse out of the way. This is for my video. I can start and pause it whenever I want. Pretty cool. Then we'll have our simple syrup. You could do a sugar cube. You can muddle it if you want. That's up to you. I'm not really about using a muddler and making a mess, so I'll just stick to my simple syrup. If you don't want to pay for simple syrup, you don't even have to make it, or you can make it yourself. If you have sugar and water, it's about a 50-50 ratio, and you just want to get it down to where it's like a syrup consistency. Otherwise, this Rosa simple syrup will do the trick. It's pretty much the only brand of simple syrup I use, but if you want to make your own or do sugar cube, absolutely. So we're going to do about a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. You don't want to use too much, just enough to get some flavor. Orange bitters, one of my favorite. Picked this up at Specs. I actually like this brand. Do about 4 dashes of that. Give it some tang. And then here's where you can differ. Luxardo cherries are definitely recommended, but they're very expensive. We're actually using Old Smoky cherry moonshine. So this alone is like a mixed drink itself. You can drink it. It's moonshine with cherries in it. It's very syrupy. It's very sweet. But I actually use the syrup from here as well. See if I can get the lid off. When that sugar gets on there, it gets a little stuck. There we go. Got our spoon here so we can get some syrup out. And I just do like a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't want to dump it out, but I don't even get a full spoonful just to give it a little bit of color. You don't want to use too much of that. And then I take my ice. So I have a little ball of craft ice. These little craft ice makers that you stick in the freezer. They don't look pretty, but man, they still do the job to get you a big rock that's not going to dilute your cocktail super fast. And then you don't want to get a whole lot, but just make sure you don't get a whole lot of syrup. I dig 2 cherries out. I put 2 cherries on top. Stick that to the side. Close this bad boy up. Do a little mix. That big craft ice in my glass keeps the cherries on top. If yours doesn't, I recommend putting the cherries on last. It's more of like a garnish and something to eat after you enjoy your cocktail. If you use too much of the syrup, like some of the guys have mentioned in my previous live streams that I've joined, the drink gets very red and people are like, man, you use a lot of syrup. And it's like, yeah, well, when you're using this moonshine syrup, it gets really dark really quick. But this is kind of the color and consistency we're looking for. Nothing too dark, not too red. Brighter orange would be better, but this is what I like for my old fashioned. Quick, easy to make, simple ingredients. You got your whiskey that I had in my pour, got your cherries and syrup, simple syrup, bitters. So really just 4 ingredients. Stir it up a little bit. Give it a try. Very, very sweet. Might be too sweet. Might have used too much simple syrup. Orange bitters do give it some flavor. The reason why it's choking me up is my 2 ounce of bourbon pour was actually a blend of some very high proofers, so it went straight to the back of my throat. I didn't get it on my palate to actually taste it at all. It just straight up burns. And get that on the tongue so I can actually enjoy the cocktail and start tasting the different ingredients, the sweetness from the simple syrup, but also from this moonshine syrup and from the bitters. Orange bitters, you do not need a lot of these. 4 dashes is actually probably too many, but I like the orange profile, and I don't have any oranges to chop up and garnish. But other than the little cherry garnish, you could do orange or lemon. Well, that's my version of a old fashioned. I have friends come over every once in a while. If they ask for one, this is how I make it. Otherwise, I let them make their own. Normally I have friends that'll drink like whiskey sour, so maybe we'll be doing some more cocktails on this channel as well. Since it's still bourbon related, we're still adding our whiskey to our drink. we'll have to try out some of your guys' suggestions. So if you have any mixed drinks you would like to see me try to make or attempt to make, I have quite a few ingredients, so I'll do my best. I might make some substitutions, but name your drink, I'll try to make it. Or if you just have like a simple mix, please tell me what you use. If it's like just a, hey, I use an ounce of this, ounce of that, put it in the comments, and we'll give it a try, and I'll do a review on it, and I'll try my best not to have that sour face whenever I try something I'm just not like in tune with as far as my palate goes. But whatever you guys like to drink, I'm curious to see. Please drop it in the comments. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my videos and my channel. I'm a new channel, so video quality is low, production value low, but we're new, we're learning, we're gonna get better. We're trying to grow the channel. Once we start realizing what we're doing, we can start making some higher end content. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully you had some laughs too. Thank you guys.